Wanting to become a YouTuber for fun or for profit? Check out the amazing Blue Yeti microphone today. Affiliate link in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and yesterday we got our first look at Eli Roth's remake of the Charles Bronson revenge movie, Death Wish. This time starring Bruce Willis, and I have to say, I really liked the trailer. I thought it looked like a lot of fun, and given the talent involved with this, I think it's going to be really interesting. And for a quick bit of self-promotion, at the end of the video, there's going to be the end credit screen that pops up. You will see over here, there will be a top 5 awesome things about the Death Wish trailer. Check it out. It's on my other channel, 3 Buck Theater. If you guys want to give that a subscribe, go right ahead. Now, with all that promotion out of the way, let's go back into the fucking video here. So what we know is that Death Wish triggered a whole bunch of people, especially a whole bunch of liberal snowflakes, which is always really funny, which might actually lead in to the film making some more money when it comes out at Thanksgiving. Yeah, what a time. You're gonna go see your family and discuss politics and shit over holiday break. You might as well sit there and just go, hey, Uncle Joe, you want to go watch Bruce Willis kill a whole bunch of fucking people? Yeah, all right, let's bond over that. And there you go. That's how you settle political differences. Holiday 2017, go take your family to go see Death Wish. Anyway, SJWs meltdown over Bruce Willis' Death Wish trailer, alt-right racist, nakedly fascist, because anything you don't like now is nakedly fascist. That's pretty much what we've learned from these people. Now, MGM Pictures released the first trailer for its remake of the 1974 vigilante classic Death Wish on Thursday, featuring Bruce Willis taking over the lead role, but some critics and commentators have already branded the unreleased film racist, alt-right, and nakedly fascist over the short clip's content. It was like a 2-minute and like 11-second trailer. There wasn't a lot there. And to be fair, everyone who died in that trailer, with the exception of one dude, was white. So, you know, calling it racist I don't think that's going to play. The sheer death count on screen to race doesn't add up. So anyway, Willis stars as Paul Kersey, a surgeon on a brutal quest for revenge after his wife is murdered and his daughter is raped. Bronson's Kersey was an architect in the original film. The remake also trades the original film's gritty New York City environment for the contemporary Chicago, which makes sense in current climate. There is so much like violence and gun death in Chicago that placing a film like this there does actually make sense on a socio-political commentary level. It really does. It's showcasing how bad things get or how bad things are. Now, granted, maybe not in the best possible way. A lot of people out there realize that the problems come from the inner city of Chicago, where it is essentially a war zone. They call it Chirac for a reason. It is pretty crazy at times, and it's something that Donald Trump has talked about at great length and wanting to fix, but clearly has set forward no steps to try to get it done. So the movie is just going to be set there, and people can just basically sit and spin. And to be fair, they did the exact same thing 3 years ago when Watch Dogs came out, and it was set in Chicago, one of the very first open world exploration games set in Chicago, and people were just like, Does he kill black people? Because that's racist. Like, there's a lot of that. Because we had that a couple of years ago. We had that mindset. We had that the identity politics and shit. A movie is a movie. A video game is a video game. Stories are being told all the goddamn time. Just take it for what it is. So anyway, the trailer for the Eli Roth directed film plays like most revenge films, promising plenty of gunfighting and shots of Bruce Willis looking tough. In a twist on the original character, Willis's Dr. Kersey wears a hoodie, an item of clothing associated in recent years with the Black Lives Matter movement. And that is true. If you scroll up here a little bit, you can see him in a hoodie that, you know, it's there. But it's also like he's covering, I don't know. I didn't really draw the parallel, to be honest with you. But I can see why they're bringing it up. This is Breitbart, after all. The trailer for the film came under fire on social media shortly after its release on Thursday, with at least one critic contending that the original series was always racist. And this is coming from Lexi Alexander. Hold on, I'll talk to you in a second here. Yes, Death Wish was always racist, but that's the fucking point. Are we not going to point out something is racist because it's always been? Lexi Alexander is a director. She did The Punisher, Warzone. And then a couple episodes of Supergirl, I think, and that's really been about it. She's been shunned in Hollywood for a number of years because she's actually 100% pro-piracy, which is interesting. But that being said, I don't know if I viewed the original Death Wish as racist. You know, I would say that it's not the right course of action for how to, you know, solve problems. interpersonal conflict should be discussed not with bullets, but with maybe coffee. But you know, again, it's a fantasy movie. It's a fantasy film. These things exist on a multitude of levels. Now, film critic Alan Zilberman called the clip so nakedly fascist that alt-righters will have an erection before the trailer ends. I'm not an alt-righter, and I had an erection before the trailer ends, but I had an erection for completely different reasons, as evidenced by my top 5 awesome things in the trailer for Death Wish, which you'll see at the end of the video in this corner over here. No, but I found, okay, because looking at the fact that Eli Roth directed it, he loves gory films, so on and so forth. Joe McCarnahan, who wrote and directed The Grey, The A-Team, Smoking Aces, he wrote it. Bruce Willis is back as like an aging, pissed off, kind of half Frank Castle-like motherfucker. This movie is going to be darkly comedic and pretty damn funny, and just also really over the top on violence and gore. It feels a bit like Law-Abiding Citizen with Gerard Butler, but just with a lot more dark humor. Now, some critics wrote that the film's release appeared ill-timed for today's charged political environment, while Forbes critic Scott Mendelson called the film's message tone-deaf, coming from a white filmmaking team. Adam Best here says, angry old white man becomes an armed vigilante in Chicago, or against Chicago civilians. That's a dangerous message. Is Death Wish alt-right fanfiction? No, it's not alt-right fanfiction. And again, outside of one dude, one black guy in the trailer that we saw, everyone else who died was white. So unless an alt-right fanfiction is to secure the Aryan race for its people, whatever the 14 words are, and kill off other Aryans that aren't pure, I'm pretty positive this isn't an alt-right thing. Now, the location change of the film's action also ranked some, including Chicago Tribune's Nina Metz, who wrote that the trailer paints the city as a hellscape only one man can fix. To be fair, the lower side of Chicago is kind of a hellscape that no one is fixing. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when you start seeing reports every single weekend about 40 plus people being shot in Chicago. That is not like just kind of a passing thing. It's an ongoing epidemic in there. So Trump talking about Chicago the way that he has never bothered me, because as a person who has looked at the reports coming out of Chicago, I'm like, yeah, no, someone's got to get in there and do some shit. The question is how, and it's not going to be sending in an armed white dude to fucking take care of the problem. No one's going to do that, and if anyone tries, the ass is probably going to die pretty goddamn quick. But it still is going to maybe get people talking, which then might lead to a solution, or at least maybe some way of figuring it out. I don't know. Hopefully no actual violence will come from this movie, but to be fair, would you even really know if it came out of Chicago? You know, would you know? Gun violence erupts in Chicago. In other news, water is wet, the sky is blue, and Trump is still president. That's how it is. But it says here, director Eli Roth, best known for his early bloody horror films like Cabin Fever and Hostel, has not yet commented on the backlash to his new film's trailer. One of Roth's most recent films, a cannibal horror film, Green Inferno, took considerable pleasure in skewering political correctness. And yeah, that's true. And it's very true. Like, it did. I remember when that came out. Like, that was also right around the time that Gamergate was happening. The first, I think, little bit of that. And there was, Eli Roth was coming out and skewering those trying to push identity politics and skewering those who wanted safe spaces and political correctness and whatnot. And a lot of people really gobbled it up, because that is a problem in today's society. People would rather push for safe spaces than making the hard choices or trying to better the society for everybody. It's an issue. It's a problem. Going and rescinding back to the pearl clutching days of yesteryear. All right, which is through the regressive left, and to be absolutely fair, the version of the conservative party that wants it to go back to 1955, where you have white picket fences, nuclear family, one income homes, things like that. They both exist. It's a weird world to be in, but Eli Roth has a point. You know, art is art. Art is subjective, and if you don't want to see this movie, don't see this movie. I, on the other hand, am fucking seeing this goddamn movie. Well, that wraps up the video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and giving it a watch. If you guys would like to support the channel, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, share it around, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications so you're up to date on all the content this channel releases. If you'd like to help out during the adpocalypse, you can do so with Amazon affiliate links in the beginning of the video. There is Patreon. $1 from everyone would go a really long way right now, as well as also Bitcoin and PayPal. Thank you guys very much. My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.